sorry to like send you into your night and afternoon and day with like a frowny face, but we are going to wrap. Yeah,
It
depends.
depends because there's been a lot of people hate watching these playoffs. So this
Yeah.
might be their favorite segment. So it's either going to be your least or favorite segment, which is
Could
good.
totally be.
It's good for clicks. Right?
It is. It's really good for clicks. My first one, let's just get this out of the way. Feel terrible for Orion Kirkering, but that was the brutal moment of the postseason in the month of October. Orion Kirkering in the bottom of the 11th when he had out number 3 at first base, decides to fire home, sends it to the backstop, and the Dodgers end up winning the NLDS on that play. Orion Kirkering with his throwing error home.
That one, hearing it again.
His name makes you sad right now, and I feel terrible for him, but he handled it like a pro. I'm not sure if you guys saw his post-game media availability, but he was such a professional about all of it.
Yeah, he was. Some other bad performances, and this wasn't just one play. This was their entire postseason run. Manny Machado, where are you at? 1 for 12.
How do I assess the season? We lost.
Fernando Tatis Jr., where are you at? 1 for 13 or 1 for 12. Technically, he had 13 plate appearances. He did walk. That's not going to help. If you think about the Padres, all they needed, Jack, get a couple of runs to put in the super bullpen. The super bullpen performed. Even the starting pitchers weren't too bad.
No.
They didn't hit. The guys in the middle of the lineup, the guys who you pay buku bucks to show up in these moments. Fernando Tatis Jr. going into this playoffs was one of the most feared hitters going into the postseason. Laid an egg. Manny Machado, they need you. He had one big home run. I was there. I was at Wrigley for that home run. That was his only hit. Manny Machado, double plays galore. Fernando Tatis Jr., I know they pitched around you. You had one walk, though. A lot of chasing outside the zone, Tatis. A lot of swings and misses inside the zone. Those two players got to look themselves in the mirror and be like, we're a big reason we lost in the playoffs. Yep. I'm sorry to say, but it's the truth.
Yeah. Are you along those similar lines of thinking with a Bryce Harper?
Hard to say no. And I did say, and you wanted me kicked off the show. I came on here and I said, I'm not afraid of Bryce Harper as much as I have been in previous postseason series. He did not put up a great regular season. The at-bats to end the season were not good. He's at an age where I don't think he could just flip it on its head. And he came up short. Now, let's say he does have a good postseason. Does that mean they beat the Dodgers? Maybe not. Would it have helped?
It would.
Is it possible that they could have? Yes. And what does Bryce Harper do? Not much. But it also wasn't just him. I mean, if we're looking at some other postseason performers, Nick Castellanos hit 133.
Yeah.
Bryson Stott hit 154. Bryce Harper did hit 200. Kyle Schwarber had a couple of home runs, but hit 188. Trey Turner hit 235. It wasn't just him, and you can't put the Phillies' loss on him.
No.
But the answer is, was he disappointing? 100% yes.
Yeah. A certain pitcher jumps out to me, and we've got just over 2 minutes here on this segment to wrap us up. I thought the most disappointing pitcher of the postseason was Logan Gilbert. I was expecting vintage from Gilbert, and we unfortunately just didn't get it at any point in the CS. And I don't know, man. Gilbert just left me wanting more each time he got the baseball.
This wasn't CS. This was going back to the DS, but another pitcher on my team, Carlos Rodon, did not show up.
Yeah.
8 innings over 2 starts, pitched to a 9.72 ERA. That's the guy who you paid a pretty penny to bring in. And he's been a little bit inconsistent, but this regular season turned out quite possibly his best season as a Yankee. And then what happens in October? Nothing. 9.72, going about 3 or 4 innings in each start. That's not a number 2 in the rotation. And Rodon really struggled here.
I have one more name, and he was on the team that won the World Series. But if Blake Trinan still has believers in LA right now, I don't really understand that. Every single time he struggled.
that is just, do you trust the Dodgers to figure it out? I kind of
no. I mean, if he signed a 1-year deal, I'd be stunned if he was back in Dodger blue.
That's a good point. He did sign a 1-year deal. He's not going to return. But I'm saying, let's say he was on a 2-year deal. They're such a good organization that I would give them the benefit of the doubt and still think Trident's going to be good next year. But he's not. So we'll see.
They're going to optimize that pen. We've got about 30 seconds. You got somebody else, or are we good?
I think we're good. Those were the most disappointing players, at least in my opinion.
Got you.